Where exactly were you going to take her in that truck of yours?
She wanted to go. She just wanted to go for a ride. I take her for a ride. I mean, nothing. You know, I didn't mean no harm or trying to do nothing.
Hello, guys. Take a seat. Take a seat with me. Have a seat. Have one, please. You could have this one. We all know this Chris Hansen meme. Unless, of course, you're one of the many cave people roaming under our civilization, plotting our demise. You have seen this face before. You have not seen this before. Bum, bum, bum. To Catch a Predator, TCAP for short, has encountered numerous controversies, leading to a $105 million lawsuit, multiple scams, and a suicide. Hello, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Max, a million. But don't let the Shadow Man know that. I owe him this candle. First, we will get into the crash and burn of To Catch a Predator, then the Chris collapse, and finally, To Catch a Chris, where we take a look at his most recent achievements. Listen, I am sorry I sound like a high schooler giving a shitty high school presentation, but that is the only thing I got out of high school. That and 3 stop signs, 150 milligrams of Zoloft daily, and this hat. My friend made this hat. Everyone say thank you, V. Thank you. Woo! Thank you. I love you. Though even at its peak popularity, To Catch a Predator has received many concerns from critics to the creator of Black Mirror, saying, when a show makes you feel sorry for a potential child rapist, you know it's doing something wrong. I think it is funny that people can sympathize with a potential criminal.
You would have had sex with a 13-year-old girl.
Probably, yeah. Are you ready to have my mouth? If she can do deep throat.
Brooker claimed alleged entrapment was at hand when airing these men, when no convictions were held in the court of law at the time. A group called Perverted Justice would pose as children in chat rooms like AOL and Yahoo. Imagine being part of this group and having to explain to your grandparents what you do all day. How do you spend your day, sweetie? Oh, I catfish pedophiles and save their cocks on my computer. Do you like what you do? I love it. I get to look at wieners all day and pretend to be a child. Have a seat. Aw shit, I didn't know you were famous television host and journalist Chris Hansen. I'm not. Anyways, men would admit their intentions only before meeting a child at their house. Instead, they would be met with Chris Hansen. Hansen would conduct an interview before revealing the sting operations, causing them to flee immediately and be met with law enforcement. Perverted Justice is a vigilante group that NBC paid as consultants to do decoy work and collect evidence. They're basically Reddit moderators with a lot of money and national attention. How could this go wrong? First 2 investigations that were used as pilot episodes did not include law enforcement. The men would simply walk away after confrontation. What are your intentions with this 12-year-old girl? I plan on taking her to see a movie, then to a restaurant, complimenting her feet, and then dog. Thank you for your time. I'll show you the way out. Perverted Justice later supplied evidence, leading to the prosecution of some of these men. The 3rd investigation helped collect evidence to give to law enforcement, leading into the arrest of 52 men in over 3 days. 3 major concerns here. Is the show more interested in catching predators or creating dramatic TV content? Should law enforcement and media be separate entities? And can the show's tactics compromise the legal process? Is the confrontational nature of the show and its emphasis on dramatic moments catering to entertainment rather than serving a purely journalistic purpose? As evidence come up, I will refer back to these questions. At one point, Perverted Justice refused to hand over evidence, saying the hard drive was crushed and thrown away, resulting in a few charges being dropped, denting the reputation and proving our legal concerns to be true. Do you have evidence to support your claims that Mr. Schwarzenblager is a pedophile?
Oh no, I don't know where it is. I must have thrown it away. Oopsies.
The beginning of the end. The contract catastrophe has taken a pivotal role in the decision to cancel Dateline's To Catch a Predator. Murphy, Texas is a small suburb in Dallas, Texas, and heavily opposed the invasion of To Catch a Predator. This is where the "Don't mess with Murphy" meme comes from.
Don't mess with Murphy.
I just imagine a guy named Murphy in the back of a town hall meeting talking to himself.
Hi, I'm Murphy. Don't mess with Murphy. I'm Murphy. Don't mess with Murphy.
I'll skin your toes and saute them with my garlic salmon. Hi, I'm Murphy. Don't mess with Murphy.
To Catch a Predator did not listen to Murphy's warnings and proceeded to investigate Louis Conrad. Louis Conrad was assistant district attorney. Perverted Justice poses a 13-year-old, while Conrad claimed to be 19 when engaging in a sexually explicit chats. Conrad sent a decoy naked photo and presented it as his own. Conrad started to delete all social medias upon finding out Dateline was in the area, leading to law enforcement and Chris Hansen's crew to go to his home and arrest him before he could destroy evidence or flee. Dateline allegedly said they did not want to capture the arrest at his home, and blamed Hansen was the one to say it would make more compelling television. If this is true, this answers our ethical concerns, as well as our sensationalistic concerns. Louis Conrad's arrest and search warrants were signed at 2 p.m. The neighbors in the area claimed to have seen Dateline and the cops in the area in the early morning, evidently waiting for the warrants to be signed. Chris also lied when asked if Perverted Justice was on the scene, first saying they were not, but proving later that at least one member was there. This is how I imagine the cop and the Perverted Justice member conversated. What are you doing on scene? What is your role here? You know that dick pic we're using as evidence? I did that. That's all me. Whoa, that massive cock? No, I simply pretended to be a 13-year-old boy. I spent the last few months making him fall in love with me to make him send a picture of his ding-dong. Duh. Entering his home, SWAT team and camera crew found him holding a gun. He stated he wasn't going to hurt anybody and proceeded to off himself. This negative attention caused advertisers to withdraw. NBC higher-ups voiced this displeasure with the budget and the vulgarity of the show. If they were displeased with the budget of the show, why did they spend 100,000 doubloons on each episode? And did they not know what the show was about? Of course it's going to be vulgar. What? Conrad's sister sued NBC for $105 million, claiming their actions were journalistically unethical and led to her brother's suicide. The lawsuit was settled out of court. To Catch a Predator only lasted a few more investigations before being taken off the air completely. Most assumed it was due to Conrad's suicide or his sister's lawsuit, but Hansen claims that NBC was planning on ending any new investigations before the Murphy catastrophe. Hansen's demise. Hansen tried to replace the TCAP magic with To Catch an ID Thief, To Catch a Con Man, and To Catch an Eyejacker, a sting about people stealing iPods. I don't feel like I need to explain why this did not do well. Me when I'm Chris Hansen and I'm walking, oh, look at this iPod. Oh, hey man, you dropped your iPod, come here, go ahead and put your hands behind your back. That's gonna be so fun to edit. Sorry. Funny enough, Hansen was caught having an affair with a young news anchor. His new bosses did not like this and did not renew his contract in 2013 after spending the last 20 years with NBC. Hansen vs. Predator was basically a knockoff version with a fraction of the budget. It resulted in the arrest of 10 men. They tried to raise around $400,000 but only received $89,000 while promising merch to all supporters. We'll get back to this in a minute. Hansen became a host of a true crime show. That same show picked up Hansen vs. Predator and it became their most popular segment. Now for the scam. The Hansen scam. The scam Hansen. Scamson. The Scamson. Time for the Scamson. Scamson. Chris Hansen promised merch and unedited footage of interviews to be released by December of 2015. Eventually, some people started to receive their rewards 2.5 years after promise, but most people received nothing. The most infuriating part was Hansen's constant reassurance that gifts were on its way, but were never released and still are unknown to this day. What the fuck did I just say? Bitch. You know I'm sexist. This is the Chris collapse. Instead of going into detail about all these, we're just gonna rapid fire all the little controversies he's gotten into. This does not include all of them. I'm not getting into YouTube drama because that's stupid. Go watch someone else's video. Fuck you. Hansen was arrested after writing 2 bad checks to the people who were making his promotional items for Hansen and Predator. He was evicted from his home in Manhattan, and soon after, the bank foreclosed on his house in Connecticut. He also had significant credit card debt. Chris tried to start a website that was behind a $90 a year subscription. After one video, the website went dormant. He tried to start a similar series on YouTube, but the men would simply be arrested with no interview process, creating very boring videos. Sup guys, make sure to subscribe for more pedo content. Today, we are investigating 3-time sex offender and world champion boulder, Cliff Retoris, was talking to a 14-year-old girl. This is Cliff. Say hi, Cliff. Hi. To Catch a Chris. Currently, Chris is just on side missions now. Chris appeared briefly in The Boys Season 2.
He murdered Vaught Vice President Madeleine Stilwell using upwards of 30 pounds of C4. Why would William Butcher do it?
At least he didn't butcher this one. He started a podcast called Predators I Caught. He tried to start yet another knockoff of To Catch a Predator, again with underwhelming support. Chris announced an upcoming live show in Las Vegas. Some speculate in the fandom that he is testing for a national tour. Pedophile Con, coming to a city near you. Dress like your favorite pedophile to enter in our registered sex offender raffle to win a free life sentence to Pedophile Petting Zoo. Moo. Meow. Moo. Moo. Gag. 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 Meow. Meow. Oink. Oink. Oink, oink. Okay. Thank you to all my 23 subscribers. I love you all so much. I love reading the 10 comments on my last video, except for you, Michael B. I will not be getting ready for the Michael B show.